Okay, first we start with number 3, request funding of 2 additional Commonwealth attorneys. Mr. Stanley.
Mr. Chair, members of the board. First, there have been 2 important changes to the comp board staffing requirements regarding the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office that occurred, I'll say, last minute, very, very last minute. First, on May 1, 2019, the Compensation Board approved the final budget for the 2020 fiscal year. And as a reminder, within a week after that, we had our second budget hearing, so we were basically done with the proposed budget at that point in time. The Compensation Board increased Warren County staffing requirements for the Commonwealth Attorney's Office and approved the funding for 1 new Assistant Commonwealth Attorney, or ACA, effective July 1 of 2019. The Comp Board will contribute $56,697 per year towards the new ACA position. Of course, that doesn't cover benefits and other costs that the county would incur. This change will now require Warren County to employ a total of 4 ACA positions. If you remember, during the budget presentation by the Commonwealth Attorney, he did talk about the fact that Warren County was on the list to receive a new position and was near the top. And again, that's basically justified by caseload through their office in a number of cases. Second, the Virginia legislature approved a budget amendment through HB 1700 that requires all localities to fund a full-time entry-level assistant Commonwealth's attorney for every 75 body-worn cameras employed by law enforcement officers within the locality. Within the locality not only includes the sheriff's office, but the Town of Front Royal Police Department. This budget amendment also became effective July 1 of 2019. A copy of that language is included in the packet. At the time, and back in May, we had a total of 48 body-worn cameras between the 18 in the Sheriff's Office and 30 in Front Royal PD. So again, both of these I would term unfunded mandates by the state, given the fact that those budget changes weren't subject to approval by the Board of Supervisors. You didn't really have the opportunity to address that, particularly the HB 1700 language, again, last minute, and impacted us. So that the request is to transfer $112,420 from reserve for contingencies to compensation for the Assistant Commonwealth Attorney to cover the cost of the 2 required positions. I won't begrudge the Commonwealth Attorney. Certainly they have a lot on their plate, and no doubt they probably can use the additional staffing in the office. However, there is a budget impact on the county and its taxpayers by additional funds that we have to come up with kind of at the end of the day with the budget to cover the costs. With that, I'd be happy to answer any additional questions.
Does anyone have anything?
I think,
Go ahead.
I think the body camera thing, that is an unfunded mandate. I think the additional attorney, that gives us a little bit of leeway. We don't have to do it. But with the body cameras, I don't know if you went into that explanation or not. The reason they're requiring a full-time assistant Commonwealth attorney for each camera, they're supposed to be watching or looking at all the video that's taken. Is that correct? Even if it's not involved maybe with a particular alleged crime, they have to sit there and look through it all. So the hope would be at least they would have time to maybe do some other duties within that office. As far as the additional position, I think Mr. Manning's asked for that periodically. It's good we're getting at least some of that funded. And right now, like I think you mentioned, I think the Commonwealth Attorney's Office is a little short-staffed, particularly with the ongoing special grand jury that's taking up a lot of people's time. The other contributing factor too is, I believe Mr. Madden on September 1 will be moving to the circuit court as a judge. And I'm sure they're going to name somebody to fill in for him for the next election, which will be about 2 months away. But that's going to leave another person down. So, do I like spending the additional money? No. Is it needed? Unfortunately, I think it is. Especially we're mandated for the attorney to look at the cameras. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just want to make sure you get a clarification, if you will. The compensation board is going to contribute $56,697 towards, and it says the position. Would it be only for one position, or would it be a total of, would that be for those
It's
positions?
just the one, the body worn camera position is 100% locally funded. So we're picking up benefits, additional costs associated with the one position that's recruited as part of the budget. We're picking up basically 100% of the new body worn camera position.
Okay, that's all that.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Did you have something?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, this is what I call classic unfunded mandate. And I read the budget amendments, House Bill 1700, and thank you, Paul, for bringing this up. In the House Bill 1700, I spoke to Chris Collins. He's my delegate, where I vote. Warren County split up in 3 mile shapes. Mr. Collins informed me, and I've confirmed by reading here, he says that it only applies to counties and cities and not the towns. So we don't count the town of Front Royal's body camera, their cameras they work. So we're doing this because we have 48 body-worn cameras, and so Warren County has 18 and Front Royal has 30. So we're doing this because we have 18 Warren County cameras. And I have some heartache about this because it says up to 75, and they're forcing us to do this. I would like to if possible, have a motion to pass the first one that's funded and the second one to table it to find out more about this wording where it says for up to 75, because we're doing this because we only have 18.
Mr. Chairman, may
Yes.
I make a comment?
Yes.
Front Royal citizens are Warren County citizens. The Front Royal town residents pay Warren County taxes. The body cameras worn by Front Royal police are Warren County citizens. They pay the tax too. We're not funding something for the people that aren't paying. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else on this topic?
I'd like to ask one more question, if you will.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask Mr. Stanley, on our reserves, it says coming from the reserve. Our reserves can't be placed where they should be.
Yes, sir. If you remember, at the end of the day, we went back to the motion that was approved. I think Mr. Carter made the motion. We had to go back and cut additional funds from every county budget at the end, and that money was put over in reserve for contingency, so we're okay.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Next is item 8, award of
Can we take a
contract.
vote? We need to take a vote on this?
Have a motion.
Yeah,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I move that the Board of Supervisors approve a transfer of $112,420 from reserve to contingencies to compensation assistant Commonwealth attorney to cover the required costs of the additional 2 assistant Commonwealth attorneys.
Second.
All in favor?
No, let's have a discussion. I'd like to make a motion to fund the first position and to table the second position. Have a second.
Second also.
Is there any discussion beyond?
Yes, I understand where my colleague, Ms. Glavis's town residents are Warren County residents, but as Delegate Collins pointed out, the towns are exempt. And also we're paying for this where it says, I think it's not super clear the way they worded this budget amendment. I would like to have some clarification. I mean, if it gets passed over what I'm proposing here, that's fine, but I would like to have it tabled and get clarification. Also, we have a new Commonwealth attorney coming in, and just as the gentleman mentioned that he would like to have the new board members come in to vote for the new contracts of the people that they're going to be working with, I think Mr. Bell would like to have a say on who's hired.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I could address Supervisor Sayers' concerns. Caitlin Jordan, Assistant County Attorney, and Caitlin might have to get you to come up, but she reached out and talked to the Compensation Board. It is our understanding that the 75 count includes those officers, including the town police force. Mr. Collins is correct, Delegate Collins is correct, that the town doesn't have to hire an attorney, but because, I guess, the felonies and the other stuff that's prosecuted by the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, we are required, those numbers do count. You can come up and just at least confirm, Caitlin, your discussion with them.
Good morning. Yes, when I spoke to the compensation board, I was informed that it includes the town as well as the county because the Commonwealth attorney prosecutes the town's felonies. So it's included in the study that they did regarding the workload brought on by the body-worn cameras. That was the consideration. In addition, the HB 17 says up to 75 body cameras within a locality. If you have 1 to 75 body cameras employed within a locality, you have to fund that additional ACA position. If you have more than 75, then you have to fund 2 additional ACA positions based on the number of cameras employed within the county. So whether the in our situation, whether the county or the town cameras are included, we still are mandated by the HB 17 to fund an additional ACA position because we have body cameras employed within the county.
Yeah, I see how it's worded here for up to 75. I agree with that interpretation. It's unfortunate they've sprung this on us. You know, there was a number of us that took the time to go to the day down in Richmond, you know, legislative day, and we weren't even aware that this bill was being processed through. So.
Yes, unfortunately, that was the situation. It was a last-minute addition, so a lot of localities were blindsided by this addition, but it was approved by the legislature, and so it is a non-funded mandate at this point in time.
But are you saying Delegate Collins is wrong in his interpretation that towns are exempted?
All I can tell you is what I was informed by the compensation board. That's all I can say at this moment.
Any other questions? If not, thank you very much. Okay, we have
You have 2,
two motions.
yes.
I'll pull my motion with her interpretation. I agree with what she's saying. It says for up to 75, so we probably have to do the. But no, I want to keep it on her because of the other one that's an unfunded mandate. So I'm going to leave my motion there.
So you take his first.
Yes. The fund, my motion, Mr. Carter's is to fund both, and my motion was to fund the first one, which is already funded, and the second one would be to table the second
So
position.
which are we
We have
voting
to,
on? Yeah, point of order. Which
I'm
are
going to
we?
vote on,
The motion to postpone will take precedence.
yes,
So if you want to handle
I'm
that
sorry.
motion first.
the motion to postpone.
Could you, I'm sorry.
If you could state a date you want to postpone it to, that'd be helpful if it's the next meeting.
Postpone it to our next meeting.
We have any more discussion?
Could we read that motion, please?
Can you read your motion?
It was, Mr. Carter made the initial body motion, and then I moved to amend to fund the first position, which is already funded, and then the second to postpone it until our next meeting, the second position.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second, we've had discussion.
So the motion that we'd be voting on now will be to postpone.
Yes.
That'd be
Just a
first,
second.
then we would do the motion to amend. We do the motion to postpone first.
Right.
Then
Yeah, we
you
do
do the
the
motion to amend.
Right.
Okay, so we have motion, second, call for question. All in favor
To postpone?
to postpone?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
No.
That fails to pass. Now we go back to the original.
Now we go back to Mr. Sayers.
No, it's yours.
He
Okay.
retracted
That
his
was.
I thought.
We just voted on the postpone.
opponent.
Okay. So we got back to fund both out of the motion
Yes.
I originally said. Okay.
So where are we? I see.
We're voting on the motion to fund both of
To
the
fund
positions. Call the question.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No.
Okay, it passes. Next is awarding a contract for third-party testing for the new Rivermont Fire Department. Ms. Rosser?
Good morning, Chairman Murray and members of the board. As part of the Rivermont Fire Station construction, the county was responsible for the issuance of a request for proposals for third-party testing. The proposal basically outlines a variety of testing that needs to occur during construction, such as compaction testing, concrete hardness testing, and others that are listed in your cover sheet. That RFP was advertised on June 17th in the Northern Virginia Daily, and we received proposals on July 8th. We did receive 3 proposals from that, ECS, Triad, and CTO. We did have a selection committee that reviewed the proposals. We also reviewed it twice with our architect and their engineer, and we are recommending at this time to award the contract to ECS. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about it.
Anyone have a question?
I just wanted to,
Okay.
you're not testing any virgin soil out there, are you? Everything is just disturbed and the concrete and things like that. Is that right?
That is my understanding of it, Mr. Stanley. If you have any,
We did an initial
we did a geotechnical study.
geotech
before
study of the
project
site,
started.
of the Virgin site, prior to completing the design of the facilities. That work has already been completed. We've actually had Viola Engineering out there to do some preliminary work as we're obviously moving forward with the project. So a few things have already been taken up, but the work that we're looking to do is the compaction testing, the pad site, the footers, steel erection, all the other required inspections.
New stuff. Okay, that's my only question, Mr. President.
Anyone else have any?
Who's on the selection committee?
It was me, our project manager, Jeff Hayes, Mr. Stanley reviewed them as well, along with 2 staff from Mosley Architects.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Care for a motion?
Care for a motion?
I move that the Board of Supervisors award a contract in an amount not to exceed $45,000 to ECS Mid-Atlantic LLC for construction testing services for the new Rivermont Fire Station, and authorize the county administrator to execute the contract on the county's behalf.
Second.
Any further discussion?